Vincent Van Gogh, people told him, you can't be a great painter, you only have one ear. You know what he said? I can't hear you.
Listening to Sippin' Sports, a Phillies sports talk morning show with Chris, KJ, and Dalt. Proudly powered by 302 Birds. Let's take it to the show.
Well, everybody, you guys know it is the Sippin' Sports podcast. Call it. Get a little bit of background music in here. I'm trying to incorporate more and more into the shows, but we are live right now, pre-recording disclosure in the second round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Getting ready to watch the Eagles pick live. I'm here with KJ McCoy, Chaos Chris. We'll start with KJ. How you doing tonight?
Doing great. I mean, day one went down in the books. Pretty interesting. There were some great trades. The Eagles actually traded up a little bit just by one spot, so I love the pick that we got. We actually drafted a linebacker, I think the first time in the first round for the Eagles ever. So that was awesome to see. Jihaad Campbell, hometown kid from South Jersey. Can't get any better than that. So I'm excited to see that guy suit up for the Birds. Let's go.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really do too much homework on Jihaad Campbell because I didn't think he was going to be there. I thought he was a top 20 pick all day. So for him to fall to where he did, and the Eagles, they go a fifth round pick to get him, which they have, 4 of them this year. I love it. I really love it. And to me, he looks just like another Zach Bond. Some people think he's going to be an edge. Some people think he's going to play linebacker. I think he's going to be a hybrid. And that is perfect for them right now. And I love it. So hopefully Howie keeps it up and keeps me stop thinking about the Philadelphia Phillies, who make me want to blow my brains out.
Exactly.
Well, luckily, Chris, I will remind you and everybody else, the Eagles are world champion, 2-time world champion. So at least the sun is a little bit brighter on the other side. But we got a lot on tap for you guys this Saturday morning. Once again, we are pre-recording, so if anything crazy happens, we'll let you know. We should be able to react to the second round pick, though. But we'll be talking about the Phillies getting swept by the Mets, getting embarrassed today against the Cubs as well. We'll be talking about Roger Clemens' son, as Chris says, getting DFA'd, Cody Clemens getting sent down. A lot of us are going to disagree with that, and we'll tell you why. Shedeur Sanders is now, as far as I know, he's not off the board, and we are at pick 62 into the second round. A guy that had his own room in the NFL draft is still on the board. That is embarrassing. I almost wonder
watch, baby.
NFL GMs got together and were like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this is too much. We'll also talk about Jihaad Campbell to Philly and a lot more. But, Chris, we'll kick it to you first. I mean, your rants have been authentic, passionate, and aware. How would you describe this Phillies team?
Fucking pathetic. It's a joke. It feels like every time I watch this team, they've either given up a ton of runs or they're not scoring any runs. It's just an absolute joke right now of a team. The franchise is a joke right now. I can't do it right now. I have to keep reminding myself the Eagles won the Super Bowl because the Phillies are beyond disappointing. They are reminding me, I'm sorry, KJ, of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
They have all this talent and they're blowing it. And it's just everybody. Trey Turner looks like a bum out there. Today, not only can he not hit, it was a simple tag, and he can't even tag the guy out at second. it's just like, what are you doing out there? Just the lackadaisical shit in the outfield by a lot of players, and they can't hit. And I can't even blame Taijuan Walker today. Like, he wasn't good, but like, they didn't lose because of Taijuan Walker. They lost because they can't score runs.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, this team does. I mean, I was also saying this before. They do remind me a lot of the Sixers. I mean, a lot of wasted talent. I mean, just they don't seem like they really seem to care about the fans right now. I mean, it's just really annoying because they're in such a funk that they just can't get out of. Like, they can't hit right now. I think the only guy that's really been hitting is like Bryson Stott and Rojas. So I mean, those are like the only lights right now in general that are like actually like playing okay. But besides that, I mean, just like Harper looks lost out there. He looks like he's just in this horrible funk. And you got Trey Turner, who I was saying this too, and I've been saying this for a little while too. I think Trey Turner could be one of the worst free agent signings in Philadelphia sports history in names of like Nnamdi Asomugha. Like, that's how bad this thing is with Trey Turner. I think it's just so disappointing with a guy who has so much talent, a guy who should be an X factor of a player, a guy who you can count on to get you some RBIs, to get you some great hits, to get you some home runs as well. And the guy's not doing that. And also, like, in the field as well. I mean, we kind of saw last year that he kind of like was struggling as well. He's better this year, but in general, though, it's so disappointing. I mean, the contract that we have with this guy is just insane. And he's not playing to what we're paying him at all. And I mean, all these players are. I mean, you see Schwarber's not doing anything. Castellanos isn't doing anything. Just everyone is just ice cold. And I mean, getting swept by the Mets was pathetic. It really was.
Eagles are about to make their pick.
We got a pick. Yeah, the pick is in. All right.
Of course, every fucking time the Eagles go to make a pick, there's a goddamn commercial.
Damn commercial
every
break,
fucking
right?
time.
Commercial. Yep.
This is going to be an
All right.
interesting set of
Who do we
picks,
want
too.
here?
You got Philly, New York, Kansas City, and then Cleveland, who I feel like all kind of need similar positions. Yeah, what's best available right now? Who do you guys want?
Fannin. I want Fannin or Winston. I think one of these guys, it's probably going to be some offensive lineman we've never heard of. But Fannin or Winston to me are the two guys that I would take. Maybe Landon Jackson the edge, but I don't think they would go edge here. I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel like there's a bad spot they could go.
If they go Ariante Ursary, the tackle out of Minnesota, I would be pretty happy with
Did he
that.
get drafted? I thought he got drafted already.
He might have. I'm not sure if he's off the board yet. If not, the other offensive tackle, the last name I had was Ozzy Trapilo out of Boston College. He went already. He went early because he was projected to be a third rounder.
Some of these guys were getting reached on. At least what I think are reached.
Yeah, Winston might be a little bit of a reach. Like, that's something we've seen at a new age Howie, where I feel like with new age Howie, he doesn't reach for players anymore. He rather waits for them to
Winston's
fall
ranked
to him.
right now as the 57th guy on the board.
I mean,
So,
I don't
at 64,
see the
it's not a
Eagles
reach.
not taking a need. Like, safety's probably their biggest need right now, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I
With
mean,
your corner.
we can get that guy Watts. I would not mind the guy from Notre Dame. I wouldn't mind getting him. I remember hearing on the radio some like speculation, and I think it was Joe Giglio like making some like freaking horrible like predictions that, oh, they're gonna get what's his name? I'm trying to think the quarterback's name from Bama. What's his name?
Jaden Milroe.
Yeah, Milroe. They were talking about Milroe. They're like, oh, they could get Milroe. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my gosh, like this is
They could take Sanders right now.
They could take how crazy would I would actually be really pissed. I might
Really? Really?
Yes.
I would too.
We
I
would
don't.
all-
The off the field shit is
Yes.
what worries me with him,
Dude,
especially in
Shador Sanders
Philadelphia.
is
Jalen
annoying.
Hurts has one bad game, and they're screaming to put fucking Sanders in. That's exactly what's
Yeah,
going to happen.
I don't want that. Yeah, I
If
don't
they
want
pick
that.
Shador, I might actually break something in here.
Notable
And I'm
second
not
round
kidding.
picks. AJ Brown. Yeah, he was a pretty good player.
I don't want Shador. I do not want.
No,
Shador.
that would actually be a problem because it would start another QB controversy. It would be
why do
like
you need
Jalen
that?
Hurts
Why do
getting
you need
drafted
that?
all over
That's
again.
what
But
I'm
we're
saying.
already through that. We already went through
Yeah.
that, and it worked out once. I don't want to roll the dice on it again.
Exactly. Like, why do you need to go down that route? Why do you have to go down that path at all and try and make your starting quarterback who just won you a Super Bowl uncomfortable? Which I feel like of any quarterback, Jalen Hurts can take that kind of situation, and he can kind of be like, all right, you know what? I can take this as like, you know what, like a little bit of an obstacle, but I can take it as like motivation for me. But I mean, like, all right, the pick is in. Let's see what happens. Come on.
Bo Allen, baby. Big boy.
Bo Allen. There he is.
Jesus Christ, he looks like he just left the rodeo of Cowtown and Woodstown.
South Jersey's finest, baby.
Yep. All right, here he goes. Bo Allen. Me and my brother used to call him the polar bear. Here it is.
KJ, you want to announce it?
64th pick, 2025 draft. The Eagles select
Yes! A safety!
Andrew Mukuba, safety, Texas. Let's go. 5'11".
This is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's replacement.
Great. This is good. Yeah, this is good.
So you guys think it was early? I had him listed as a third rounder, and was Watts still on the board or Winston?
We're basically the third round now.
Okay.
I mean, this is the last pick in the second round. This is a good pick. This is a really good pick.
Yeah.
He's a ball hawking safety.
Yep.
He's not a great tackler, which maybe he can learn, maybe he can't. But he had 5 picks last year, which is really good for a safety, tied 4th in all of college football. This guy is a good player. He's a perfect complement to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, or not Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship, and a good replacement for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So he played at Texas and Clemson, 2 very good SEC programs. This guy is going to be a good player for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's going to start day one. This is a great pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I really like the pick a lot.
I like Winston a little bit better than this guy, but with Winston's injury history, I'm fine with Mukuba over him.
That's a good point. It could be because of injury history that they went this route.
You know what? I'm just really glad that we actually didn't have to go the pathway of freaking any of the quarterback scenarios or whatever. But I mean, we still could, unfortunately. But I mean, like, yeah, we're just got to wait and see. But yeah, it looks like the Giants are up now. Let's see what they're gonna get. But you know, they're doing some kind of tribute. Actually, I think.
It's all good. We don't gotta waste our
we don't even care. We don't even
Philadelphia
care.
Eagles junior high team. Somebody said, listen to this. I was cracking up today at this. Abdul Carter, we got you exactly where we want you, buddy. Right where we need you. With the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles farm system. In about 5 years, this jersey right here, some people will be ready to wear. Stay tuned.
What about Micah Parsons next year?
Micah Parsons next year.
I mean, they just drafted an edge today. There's a chance.
I will tell you this. I don't think Micah Parsons will ever be an Eagle. I would love Abdul Carter to be an Eagle, but Micah Parsons, he's probably the most hated guy I've ever like. I just can't stand that guy. I can't stand Micah Parsons.
I don't Saquon Barkley for the longest time too.
I didn't hate Saquon.
That is true.
I didn't hate Saquon though. I never hated him.
I did.
Yeah, I did not.
It's a love hate. It was a love hate thing because you saw what he did at Penn State. See, the difference with Parsons is he bitched out at Penn State.
Yeah. I mean, with Parsons, it's just like, he also, like, I just don't like it. His attitude is just so annoying. And it's just like, he seems really delusional in general. And I think it's because he's playing down in Dallas. And I mean, that's why they really fit.
And I was going to say, as a Philly fan, of course, we're going to feel that way. But reacting to this pick right off the bat, breaking news, we're watching it live, second round. How are you feeling about it? Because like we said, I guess Xavier Watts was still on the board. So you could have gotten that Notre Dame safety who was projected a second rounder. And then you had Kevin Wilson Jr., who was second, third, or Mukuba. So I'm happy that they took a safety, and I am happy that they took a top 5 safety in the draft. Like, it's not like the Jalen Reagor pick, but I wonder if we'll look back on this and say, "Ooh, there was a better safety at hand." I'll kick it to KJ first, and we'll kick it to Chris first, and then KJ. What do you think, Chris?
So the one thing I'll say about those other two safeties is they play a lot closer to the line of scrimmage, which our safeties play a lot further back. If you see, like, a lot of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's interceptions were because he was so far back, it was deflections or he was able to come up on the ball. So that's something that Mukuba does well. I think he fits really well in Fangio's system. And I think it's more of a system fit than anything. And yeah, those guys might be good players, but I think they took the right one. I do. I don't think you could go wrong with any of them. But I think he's going to fit here well. He's much more athletic than the other two as well. He's faster.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I mean, you can't go any bit wrong with getting a top 5 safety. I think it was a great pick by the Eagles. They seemed like the war room, the draft room, seemed very happy with the pick. Nobody seemed to be like off guard or any bit pissed off at the pick. So I think everybody was ecstatic. I mean, it just seems like they want this guy to obviously come in here and really help out this defense. And I think, as Chris was just saying as well, I think he can really mix well with Vic Fangio's kind of system. I mean, being kind of on the ball, kind of, I mean, like guarding somebody, like how he does. Or what were you saying? You were saying off the ball, or you were saying like
How he plays further back?
Yeah, further back.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Further back.
So they almost have like 2 free safeties that range further back.
Right.
Whereas there's more like I know a lot of people wanted the guy from South Carolina who was like 6'5" or whatever, 6'4". But he plays much closer to the line of scrimmage, and he's more of a linebacker than a safety, even though he's still technically a safety. We play ours further back, and they have to range a little bit better. And that's where Mukuba fits well here because he's more athletic in that.
Yeah, I think with the trade that a lot of people like myself were not happy with trading away CJ Gardner-Johnson, a big piece of this defense. And yes, you could say some things off the field, like he was a little bit of a nutcase. I get that. But it was a big hole to fill. And I don't think Mukuba is going to exactly fill it to the extent that CJ Gardner-Johnson did, but I think he's going to do a really good and similar job. And he'll also kind of show some different tendencies as well. And I think he's just going to really thrive in this system. So I think it's a good pick. You can't go any bit wrong with getting a guy from, a top 5 safety. So, and actually think about this too. I mean, I know that this would be technically, he's not getting drafted from Clemson because who did he play for last season? He played for Texas. But we've had some history with some Clemson safeties. We had Kayvon Wallace. That didn't really work out.
Don't say that name.
But before that, though, we had Brian Dawkins, my favorite.
Don't say that name either, please.
Why not?
If we're comparing this dude to Brian Dawkins,
I'll say this.
No. I am not comparing him to Brian Dawkins. I'm saying that they both went to Clemson.
Fair.
That's it. I'm not comparing him. That was
I don't want to mention that. See, that's where a kid like this would fail. Is when you start comparing him to.
Oh no, I was not. That. No, I was not comparing him.
No, I know you're not.
Yeah,
but there will be people. I guarantee you, somebody's gonna say,
he's
just like Brian Dawkins.
People were doing that with Kayvon Wallace. I remember that stuff.
Yeah,
people were like, oh my god, Kayvon Wallace is the next Brian Dawkins. I'm like, no, he's not at all. I'm like, dude, there's just nobody like B-Dog. Like, it's just not going to happen again. It's just not. But I think it's a great pick.
I'll say this. They're going to let this kid and Sidney Brown battle it out. As I was sitting here watching the film on him, like in the background as they had it playing, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's a little bit shorter, as Chris pointed out. He plays off the ball. But they're going to let him and Sidney Brown battle it out. They wanted somebody athletic, and this must have told us, okay, they really like this kid a lot better than Winston Jr. And that must say a lot too, because Winston Jr. went to Penn State, and I feel like they should have the bias to stay in state and want to draft Penn State players, bring them to be a Philadelphia Eagle. That'll probably make Saquon Barkley happy, so on and so forth. Like, I feel like that even though Howie Roseman denied it in an interview on the Eagles YouTube channel, they do lean towards certain schools. for sure. But like KJ said, they do tend towards Clemson safeties. And, you know, it's
Well, they've only done it 3 times, like twice.
He's dead. He's gone.
Oh,
He's back.
there you go.
I was going to say my Wi-Fi just went out, but I was going to say, yeah, they just trend towards Clemson safeties. The trend continues, and they must have really, really liked something with what they saw with him over Winston, which is a little bit shocking, but it is what it is. But congratulations to this kid. Welcome to Philadelphia. Wish you the best. Wish you a long career. And like I said, Sidney Brown and him are going to get ready to have a competition because Chris already took his side. He said he's going to be starting by the beginning of the season. Dennis has taken his side. We already know with who he's rocking out with. He's been saying it for years. Yeah. So I do think one of these guys will be starting alongside Reed, and it'll be fun to see who wins the battle.
I'm going with
if it was up to Dennis, Blankenship wouldn't be playing still either. So I don't know if Dennis is the best judge of safety talent out there.
That's true. That's not wrong. But I am just saying they aren't going to let Sidney Brown go to the side. I think that they invested, maybe it was a third. I don't know if it was a second. It was probably a third round pick in him when they took him out of Illinois. And that, besides him, was the high safety that they've drafted. So now Howie's switching it up a little bit. He's showing, okay, you know what? In past years, I stayed away from linebacker and safety. This year, I'm going to go all in, all for it. But we already talked about the embarrassing series against the Mets. Let's talk about Cody Clemens now being DFA'd. Chris, I'll let you take it first. Agree, disagree, stupid move?
I mean, I don't agree with it because they kept Cal Stevenson, who, in my opinion, is just a bum and not a Major League Baseball player at all. Cody Clemens showed flashes at times. They didn't give him any playing time this year at all. Weston Wilson got called back up, and he sucks. He's nothing. So it sucks. Like, what are you gonna do? They suck. They piss me off. Everything they do pisses me off. And my favorite tight end in the draft just got drafted.
Oh, he did. Yeah, Bannon. He's staying in the state of Ohio.
Yeah. That one sucks. But, yeah, goodbye, son of Roger. I hope you find somewhere else to play who actually cares about you.
Oh, yeah, it's tough because you see Marshy head down now, and he's talking in his interviews like, you know, it's been one of the toughest times for me. I'm sure it's been a tough fucking time for you. I mean, when you played like that, it's going to be tough for us as fans too. So I just feel like these younger players, they're picking the wrong guys for accountability. And I like Cody Clemens a lot. Like, Cody Clemens was a guy that showed up last year when they needed him to show up. In a season when I would say was a downturn for the Phillies, especially during the regular season. He had a lot of great moments. So, yeah, I don't agree with sending him down. Brandon Marsh, however, I do. We'll see how long that lasts. That was really funny. My boy BMU, Brandon Marsh Updates, was going crazy about that. But I think Brandon Marsh, he might be down there longer than we think. Cody, don't really agree with. Like Chris already alluded to, there were other guys on this team that you could have sent down. I don't think that sending him down, somebody that actually was pretty solid at bat last year for a good portion of the year, sending him down is going to set the example you want. I think that they need to fire Kevin Long is really the example that they need to make, maybe then DFAing some of these guys. But Mac?
Yeah, I mean, this team, as we've been saying before, though, they're in a funk. And I mean, yeah, Cal Stevenson, I don't see the hype behind that guy. I mean, yes, I think he had like one like homer last year or something like that. He had a clutch play. But I mean, Cody Clemens, I feel like Cody Clemens has a way more clutch plays than Cal Stevenson has. So I feel like right now it just seems like right now there's more examples of just Topper, Rob Thompson, just showing that he's that he really is he was like a one and done manager. I feel like, honestly, like, I mean, I know we made the postseason like 3 years in a row or whatever, but I just think a lot of his like pixie dust that he has is just done. I don't know if this guy can get out of this slump that this team is in. the only way that he can really get out of it is if the talent can really show up. And it doesn't seem like the talent's showing up right now. I mean, I know you're playing a really hot team in the Chicago Cubs. I mean, they're one of the best teams right now in the league. And they have a guy by the name of Kyle Tucker who is going insane for them. I kind of wish we got him, but we didn't get him. We didn't go for him in the offseason. So that really killed us too. So yeah, it just sucks because this team, and we've said this many times before, this team should have honestly went for a revamp, and they believe in guys from their minor league system from Lehigh Valley. Like they really believe that they can bump them up, and they're bumping up the wrong guys. They're bumping up Cal Stevenson, Weston Wilson, and it just doesn't make too much sense at all. It just doesn't. Like, why aren't you getting some guys like why aren't you getting what's his name? I'm trying to think. Crawford. Why the heck isn't Crawford around? Like, I mean, I don't get it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. So I mean, give the kid a shot because right now this team is just cold and we could just use something. But that's what I think.
Need somebody with some heart, and he definitely has a lot of that. Now, this is something that I know a lot of us are excited to talk about. Shedeur Sanders, somebody who ran his mouth throughout the entire pre-draft process, still, as far as I know, is on the board in round 3 of the NFL draft. We are at pick 69, no pun intended there. But in all seriousness, this dude is still on the board. Nobody seems to want to mess with him. There have been multiple other QBs taken before him that weren't projected to be. Cam Ward was in all the pre-drafts, the only QB that was projected to be selected ahead of him. Jackson Dart went, and then the other QB, I forget the kid's name, went. So it's kind of embarrassing, I think, for the Sanders family right now because you have Deion Sanders, who's literally tweeting at people saying, my son will be a top 5 pick. What's your son doing? Then you have his son who is rapping last night after not getting drafted. It all just seems odd to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Watch him go out and win Rookie of the Year still. No. But the lead up to it, I think, has been disgusting. And the one thing I will say is, when it's going good, it's going great. I think he's one of those guys that can ride the wave. He's cool. He's got swag. But the second you have a bad day as that QB, the second you have a bad moment, that shit hits the fan, and it showed with Colorado, he blamed it on his offensive line. He has no accountability. He's not a true teammate, and I think that's why teams are afraid of him. What do you think, Chris?
He's a full-on Nepo baby. Like, I hate to say it, but he is. Like, yeah. I mean, you just the fucking party he threw for himself for the first round of the draft.
That's nuts.
And he didn't even get drafted. Like, it's embarrassing. You just still see him. He got the big ass chain, just bobbing it. Like, bro, come on. And he's probably some bullshit excuse. He's just not that good of a quarterback. He played at Colorado. He didn't face any good competition. And it's not like he dominated that conference either. It's one thing if he ran through that conference, it made it as far as he could, but he didn't. And he had the best wide receiver and corner in the nation on his team. They still weren't able to do anything. I think he's going to be a decent NFL quarterback, but is the ego worth it? And that I'm not sure of. He's got a very, very heavy ego, and that usually doesn't work out for quarterbacks. If he's a wide receiver, different story. Quarterbacks doesn't work out for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the last time we've seen a quarterback with this much of an ego. It's insane. I mean, having your own kind of show that you're having. I mean, I know that like Dion had this show with them, a kind of like a whole Kardashian kind of thing. They had it for going on for a while where they kind of showed the kids growing up and everything like that. I mean, from what I've seen like little clips of it. It always seems like this kid has always been like super cocky and just like in your face about everything. And he's just, it's ignorant to an extent. It really is. And I don't blame teams for not wanting to draft this guy. He doesn't seem like just like Dalton was saying, he doesn't seem like a leader at all. I mean, blaming your offensive line, I mean, that's something that you don't hear about from NFL quarterbacks. You don't do that in the NFL. I mean, maybe if you're like in pee-wee football or something like that, maybe you do. But honestly, though, like, I mean, that still isn't showing that you're going to do anything in general. So I think he's honestly taking the wrong routes right now. I mean, no pun intended, even though he doesn't play receiver. I think doing the whole rap thing, I mean, like, obviously you can be a rapper. That's fine. Like, there's a bunch of players, like even the NBA. I mean, there's a bunch of NBA players that are rappers. But I think also, like, rapping after you didn't get selected, I mean, you should try and kind of process that a little bit and be like, wow, like, I didn't get selected in the first round. And now he's probably like, oh my gosh, I didn't get selected in the second round. But I will say this right now, though, there is a team right now that the pick is in that I actually think their pick could be him. And that's the New Orleans Saints, because they didn't go with him the first round pick. They didn't go with him. I don't even think, maybe they did a second round pick. I don't know. But they might go for him because they have Derek Carr right now, who has some weird shoulder injury. So they could either go for, I mean, this would be funny as heck.
They
if
drafted
another
a quarterback.
What's up?
They drafted a quarterback.
Oh, they already did. Never mind that.
Yeah, they took
Never
a
mind.
show.
Never mind. Eliminate that then.
Yeah.
I did not know they drafted
the one, there's a couple that would be interesting to me for him to go to. San Francisco, because who knows on Purdy's contract yet. Pittsburgh.
Yep.
They don't have anybody right now. The Jets, because they have Fields for 2 years, but you don't really know what that is. And Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas is interesting to me. Because they have Dak, but is Dak the guy? Who knows? Now, I think that's kind of a long shot, but maybe it's a, Dion makes a call to Jerry type thing and says, hey, I'm going to coach for you a couple of years if you draft my son. And
she's like a LeBron thing, like a LeBron telling the GMs and whatever.
I could see that happen in my world. I could see that happening.
Yeah, he could be doing that. I just saw that the Cowboys have there's 5 more picks at least until the Cowboys select a pick. So it could happen. I mean, this could get really interesting. I think honestly, they're gonna be like, you know what though, he's here right now. I mean, it's shocking. But I think if one organization would take on a nutcase, and especially someone that the nutcase happens to be one of your best players of all time in your franchise's son. And you've even said, I think there was even a video of Jerry Jones saying I would love to see you be a Cowboy. Like he whispered to him or something. I forget, something happened last year, something like that. So this could happen. It could happen. I think it really could happen. I would be shocked though, if he does not get picked at least before the 5th round. If he gets past the 5th round, okay, something's up. He must have done something that no one's even talking about. He must have done something that they're not even announcing to the public what the heck's going on. But I don't know. It's weird though. It's almost it's not really a Rodgers thing. Rodgers, I know that he was projected top 3 pick when he was coming out. And Alex Smith got drafted instead of him. But I think with him though, even though he is a weirdo, now, he wasn't back then. And I think with Shador, he's already showing that he's kind of a weirdo in a different way. So he's a cocky weirdo who's not a leader. And I think that's going to hurt him. So we'll see what happens. Just have to wait and see. But I mean, this is nuts. I'll tell you that. This is crazy that he has not been selected.
I like the Dallas selection that both you guys brought up. I could see that 100% happening. I don't know. I just think with the way that he's acted, with the way that this whole draft is shaken out, I'm not shocked that we're here. I think we all saw this coming. He even had the cleats that he had on with the Giants logo. We talked about it last night on the draft. What the hell do you do with them? Like, what happens if you get drafted to the Cowboys here? What do you do with those Giants cleats?
Oh, he probably already threw them out.
There's so many things you could do with them. So my point is, he's going to end up on a team here, I think, in this third round. He's going to be off the board by the end of the night. It's what team is going to want to take that gamble. And then it's going to be so fascinating to see how does it play out and when does it play out? Because it's going to be not a matter of if, but a matter of when he hits the field. Did Pittsburgh take a QB yet?
They have not, and that's probably the place he's going to go. If I were to bet,
Pittsburgh,
Dallas isn't a bad thought, though. Dallas or Pittsburgh, I think, could be, or I believe it or not, I wouldn't count out San Francisco here, too. And I know that they have Brock Purdy. I just think that franchise loves to experiment with things they shouldn't.
Here's my other thought is when does he start telling teams, okay, I just want to be an undrafted free agent and sign for a year?
Wow.
Because that's something that players have done before. And, okay, you don't have to use a pick on him, but you have him for a year or 2 years or whatever and see if he can prove anything. But, I mean, he didn't go to the Jets here, so it's San Francisco's the next possibility, maybe Dallas. I don't know. It's a really weird situation. It's almost like Malik Willis a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Malik Willis had a much better arm than Sanders. I think that's just the thing with me is Sanders really didn't show much for me on tape. Like, he had good stats, but when I watched him, it was like, he's nothing. Like, he's not a good player.
He's not a good leader. I feel like you're right. He has good players around him. He has a good team around him, but you don't see him taking command of that offense. You don't see him orchestrating. It's Travis Hunter. It's other guys, and he's just kind of there. It's his dad being the coach, and it's no disrespect to him. Like I said, I think he will put it together in the NFL. I just think his first few years in the NFL are going to be rocky. Like, I think he has that raw athleticism to where it's like, okay, he'll be good, but it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, that's how last night went for the first round and our Philadelphia Eagles. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I had Jihaad Campbell as my 9th overall best player on my big board. I shit you not. You can look right here. Number 9 on my list is Jihaad Campbell. Number 9 overall. And Howie Roseman with pick 31 figured out a way to bring in this guy, which is insane. The dude's also from South Jersey. You can see how excited he was to become an Eagle when he comes out and he smacks the bird and he's all hyped up. I love that. That's what I want to see when we invest in a player. He talked about it this morning, I saw, when Howie Roseman called him and he didn't know who it was. And then as soon as he said it was Howie Roseman, he's like, I just kind of almost broke down in tears because I was so hyped up. I've heard rumors that the Eagles would like to utilize him at the defensive end position. I'm interested to see how that would go. I'm not against that. I'm just saying I'd probably rather keep him at that linebacking spot because all the film that I watched on this dude, he can cover. He can cover well. He was the 4th ranked pass coverage linebacker in the in the college football scene last year. He had a coverage grade of an 82. He's an extremely versatile linebacker. He's got great versatile athleticism. He can play multiple roles in a defense. So maybe that's why Vic Fangio wanted to draft him. We know Vic Fangio likes to sometimes take that end position and move it back in coverage. Maybe that's kind of the reasoning here. It's like almost more like a Terrell Suggs comparison I would make there, where it's like, hey, T-Sizzle's going to primarily be a blitzer, but from time to time, he can play a little bit of pass zone coverage. So maybe that's the reasoning there, but regardless, I really like this pick. I think it's a great value pick. We haven't seen the Eagles draft value-wise in past years. They kind of just went on need and one guy, like based on gut instinct, and that didn't work out. The past 5 years, they've been great. They had a couple slip-ups, but they've been good. But years before that, we would see them kind of go with a guy, and it's really nice to see this new era of Eagles go with a specific person. I'm happy for for it, and happy for Jihaad Campbell.
Yeah, they drafted Zach Bond. Is what they did last night. They got another Zach Bond. The guy is a freak athlete. He's a hell of a linebacker. He fits in really well here. And I know a lot of people are mad because they got Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean can't stay on the damn field, which is a problem, and his contract's up at the end of the year. So you have two versatile linebackers there. They're going to be fine. And I have a feeling that they could do some things here where you can, maybe drop Nolan Smith in coverage at times and rush either Bond or Campbell, or put Campbell on the edge and have somebody else drop into coverage. Like they have so many. It's so versatile. And I actually saw somebody, I forget who said it, but this is the Cooper DeJean of the defensive front. How Cooper can, he can drop back, play safety, play outside, and he can play inside corner. It's kind of like that with Jihaad. He can play linebacker and he can rush. The only thing that I've seen on Campbell, he's not that great a run stopper yet, but he can learn that. He seems like a pretty good tackler, so he just needs to maybe be able to read and react a little bit better, which is tough to do. But if he can figure that out, they have themselves another Pro Bowler. And the guy fell in their lap again. They only had to move up one spot to get him, and it was a 5th round pick. How he just keeps doing it, I don't get it. Like, for so many years, he was so bad at drafting, and all of a sudden, he's just flipped the switch. It's insane.
Yeah, he's got this new confidence in him, and Dalton muted.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say really quick. Maybe he took a page out of the Ravens book. Like we were saying earlier, the Ravens seem to always go on best available, and that just falls in their favor. It's not anything but best available. And I feel like that's the way the Eagles have been drafting in recent years.
Jihaad was a great pick. Jihaad Campbell was the right pick. We were saying this before. He was like a top 15 projected player in this draft. So, it was a total steal. I don't think there's been anybody to say that this is a bad pick at all. I think everybody is really happy. What's up?
Which means he's going to be a bust.
Not exactly. I don't think so. I don't think with this guy, I don't think he really screams anything to me bust at all. I really don't think that this guy is going to fail. I think he's got a lot of motivation. He's got a lot of determination as well. And I think with going to his hometown team, think about this too. I just saw there was a tweet like 2 years ago that he was saying, oh my gosh, we just got, or maybe 3 years ago, or yeah, I guess it was when we drafted Devontae Smith, and he was like, yo, we just got, he's like, that's a great pick by the Birds. Like we just got Devontae, let's go. I think he's going to have a lot of motivation for coming here, playing for his hometown team, the team that he grew up playing for. Now, I know there's been some history with some players like that, where they play for the Eagles and, they're hometown kids, but then it doesn't really work out. We saw that happen. Didn't really work out with Will Parks. We saw that happen with this. You could say it worked out at first, but then it didn't. Hassan Reddick, another guy as well. So, there's a lot of examples like that, but I think with Jihaad Campbell, I don't think he's going to fail, and I don't think he will let himself fail. So I think it's a great pick. I think he's going to do whatever it takes to win. And he was already saying, like, you know what, let's repeat. Let's go get another Super Bowl. That's the attitude you want to see from a guy like him who's coming into a system in Vic Fangio's system, who I think honestly, he is going to thrive in this kind of system. An aggressive defense, and I think he is going to do great. He's going to have a great career, and hopefully we can have him for many years. So I love the pick. Love it.
It's a great pick. So far they're nailing both these picks. They've kind of addressed both their needs in end, if that's what they're going to do, with Jihaad and now safety with Andrew Mukuba. We'll see now who the Eagles take here in the 3rd round of the draft. We obviously won't be able to cover that, but we'll be talking about it probably tomorrow in the comments on YouTube. We'll be sharing how we feel live. But if you guys haven't, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All those little things really help out the show a ton. My name's Dalton Holland. This is Chaos Chris, KJ McCoy. We really appreciate all you guys joining us on this Saturday morning. Good luck to everyone in the rest of the NFL draft today. But do either of you guys have anything you want to say before we wrap up? Mac, I'll give it to you first.
The pick is in for the Niners, so we will see if they go with Shedeur Sanders.
They didn't.
They did not. Never mind. We will not see. Never mind. I guess you're ahead of me. Are you ahead of me a little bit?
No, I'm seeing all the picks
shit.
on Twitter already.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Chris, anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Go fucking Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. Well, like I said, if you guys haven't, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All those little things really help a ton, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.